All right, there we go. All right, so welcome to the April 2022 meeting. As always, welcome everyone. Normal Zoom etiquette, if you're making a lot of noise or if you have a roommate that's talking in your hospital room, please mute. Club business on the tables and any other discussion. So the most important thing, and the thing we are so happy, the executive is so happy to announce, we're going to be going back starting next month to meeting in person. Wednesday, May the 18th, slight change in the time to allow us for setup and tear down, 6:45 to 8:45. So the room opens at 6:30. This is back at the Beacock branch. Those of you can remember pre-COVID, same place we were at before, over at 280 Huron. Parking in the branch, and there's also a Salvation Army parking lot that you can park in the evening as well. The theme's going to be show and tell. Because it's been 2 years, we're asking people just bring one item, please. Otherwise, we'll be hours. And then I'm also going to try and do a Zoom or a Facebook live stream for those who can't make it. So we're really looking forward to that. We're going to have some chats around dues and stuff like that. The executive just has to meet and just verify some things. It's going to be like a prorated thing, but we will figure that out before the meeting and we'll let you know. Our honorable secretary, Jeff, will of course send out an email to the masses all about this. Anything I've missed, Jerry or Jeff?
Stuart, are there any mask protocols in the library?
The library right now does not. It's optional, but it's a good point. Depending how things are, feel free. I probably will. So again, if you feel more comfortable in a mask, go ahead and bring it.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Any other comments at the moment?
The only thing I would say for those of you who won't be able to attend in person, but will try and attend on either Zoom or Facebook, we had a chat on the podcast with some other guys in the States who have tried this, and it can be challenging given background noise and everything else. So we're going to do the best we can, but give us basically bear with us until we sort out technical issues. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Mr. Wilson?
Oh, no, I'm just adjusting my light.
Oh, okay. I thought you had your hand up, dude.
Oh. Sorry.
That's okay. At least I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think the address here is wrong. You missed one before 280.
Oh, I did. Yes, you're right. 1280 Huron. I'll correct that. Thank you. It was
I'm just gonna whine about only being able to bring one thing. That's all.
What's your whining?
Whining is duly noted. Now sit
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the reason for the one thing obviously is because it's been two plus years, and but also we don't know how many people are going to be comfortable coming in person. We don't know any of these things. So for the first meeting, we figure let's try to control things a bit and see where it goes.
I'll just bring my biggest thing.
Yeah,
That's fine. I'm gonna bring a large cane. If you talk too long, I'm just gonna beat you over the head. So we'll see how many are there. That will determine. But no, it'll be good to get back and meet in person and all that. So, okay, other items. Before we go on the tables, because part of it includes our winners from Heritage Con. I want to thank everyone who came out to Heritage Con and also volunteered to help Ian and IPMS Hamilton with the judging. I know it was really appreciated. They had around 1,700 attendees, something like 800 models from 700 people, something like that, but a really good time, positive results all around, and I assume everyone enjoyed themselves and hopefully didn't break the bank too much. Yeah, any other comments about Heritage Con before I move on? Oh, other than the fact that, and we've mentioned this on the podcast, the average age seemed to skew downwards this year. There was quite a few younger folks there.
And,
So-
and not just cranky old men either. I mean, there were
Yeah.
cranky old women too.
Cranky old women, cranky young women, cranky young men, cranky, yeah, oh wait. No, Jeff, just a lot of cranky old men.
Yeah, by and
You know,
large.
You know, when they didn't get the tool they wanted, stuff like
Hey,
that.
hey,
And in the junior classes, there was a lot of guys and girls winning equally.
I know. I was so impressed. It's great.
And great work.
And
Exactly.
congratulations to you, George, too, and to Dave,
Oh,
and to
thank
like,
you.
I know I'm not, and Johnny. I mean, I'm gonna miss people if I start talking. So
Yeah, no, it was really good. Really good. Like I said, it was good to get the show back, and we're starting to see live again and stuff like that. So, all right. Let's move on to on the tables. George, we're starting with you, sir.
Okay, Jeff sent out that email asking for the people who won some stuff at Heritage Con to share some pictures. So I sent those in to Stuart. This is the B29. This was my 2021 project, which I shared with everybody back at the January meeting. So I took it to the show and entered it in the aircraft diorama category, all scales. And I was lucky enough that it got judged in second place. So I was very pleased with that. This is the Academy 172 scale B29 Super Fortress. It's got deckling on it indicating it's called Bad Medicine, which I thought was kind of funny. My wife is an RN nurse, so to put her image on the side of the plane, was
You got her
so-
permission.
Yeah, I had to get her permission
Okay.
to show her on the plane, but there she is.
Hello, nurse.
She's no longer blonde, but you know, it is what it is. So this was just done with a bunch of L-clad metallic paints. I think, as I mentioned back in January when I showed the photos on the Zoom, the little vehicles there are from a Airfix accessory kit, and the prop scaffolding and the scaffolding that the little worker guys on, those are just made out of scrap sprue and plastic bits based on what I saw on the internet. The runway, or actually taxi stand, is just pieces of sandpaper that I spray painted off white, and then just gathered up some sand and gravel from the driveway and sprinkled that around and painted it accordingly. I went with all white on the taxi stand because this plane is shown in the Marianas, and white coral was crushed and used to build all the runways. So I depicted that in the white in the white coloring of the taxi stand. Anyway, I was pleased to see somebody reward that. I also entered a couple of multi-prop planes in the 172 scale. This was the Minicraft Liberator that I did a couple years ago. I wanted to enter it a couple years ago on Heritage Con, but with COVID and stuff, that sort of delayed the whole show. This came, I was awarded third place for this Liberator. It's the Strawberry Bitch, which is actually in a museum in the US. And I did a lot of extra stuff inside just to kind of give some interest to all the glass area. And that turned out pretty good. The next picture here that you're looking at is from a recent build. I think I showed this picture a couple months ago. This is the
Here, I'll go down and find it. Is that it?
yeah, this is the Minicraft B24J. The picture before it, you can go back to that, Stuart, just the one before it. There we go. This is some of the work I did on the interior. The Minicraft 172 Liberator has very little on the inside. So I added some stuff. You can see that I added guns to the side windows and used some foil to make it look like the machine gun trays and the boxes there, and did some work on the inside of the bomb bay with piping and racking and some controls and stuff, and dirtied it up to show some use. I also bought a boost quick, what it's called?
Quick boost.
Quick boost, thank you, Stuart. Quick boost engine kit for this model. And you can see it here. It's the first time I worked with resin engines. The detail was pretty good. What was interesting was the molds were missing the push rods. And they suggested you use styrene or brass tubing as push rods. So I got out the little drill and I drilled holes in the crankcase and set about inserting each of those little push rods into the crank. Needless to say, that took more than a couple of hours to do, and then just painted and weathered up the engines, which looked a lot better than the Minicraft engines that came with the kit. The next picture shows the finished model. I went and used some decals I got off the internet because they were very interesting. They showed a B-24M from 1945 based in India with the 8th Bomb Group in black. Usually you see Liberators in the all metal or the olive drab, but this was black lower and natural metal upper, which was different. Plus I like the Sleepy Time Gal image on the nose was kind of fun to see as well. I added more detail inside the turrets. They were missing pretty much everything except a couple of guns. So I added some wire and bits and pieces to kind of add some interest there. I cut out the windows in the cockpit and made some, in the images I saw, those windows slid backwards. So I took some clear plastic, thin sheet and cut it to shape and made it look like windows. You can see the quick boost engines in the nozzles there. The rest is just weathered up to give it some wear and tear. The images in the deco sheet went with what's called a B-24M, which had the upper turret removed to save weight towards the end of the war. But I figured, you know what, this pilot probably preferred having a couple of 50 caliber guns sitting behind him. So I put in the upper turret just for interest's sake. I also figured one of the engines might have gotten damaged, and I painted the far engine there with green olive drab panels as if they'd come off another plane. I think there's another shot after this one too, Stuart.
No, that's all I had, I'm afraid, pal.
Just two? Okay, no problem.
Yep.
And this is just the rear. I really like the black and yellow checkerboard patterns on the stabilizers. That was kind of cool. And you can just see what I've done to the insides there with the gun bays. And I added some additional detail and window works to the ball turret as well, and dropped it into a more of a lowered position so you could see it. And then with the Edwards kit came with drop flaps, so I was able to drop the flaps and add the detail in the wing there that you can just barely see in the photograph. So it was a challenging build, a lot of little extra work inside that you can't see, but you know, it's always fun to add those little extras inside, whether anybody sees them or not.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. I sense a trend with your logos, with your aircraft logos. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just, you know, just a guilty pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm just making an observation.
Just an observation. Yeah.
Okay, David.
That's my sub chaser, the kit I picked up off of Jeff's friend. It was kind of fun putting together, and some parts was hard. But other than that, it was built by Lockheed Model 26, which involved December 6th. And that's about all I can say
Then you got
about
this.
that one. And that one's my Phantom Wild.
Wow.
And the information I pulled off the internet from it, it was, you know, it was made by McDonnell Douglas. and it was put out by Revell Model Kits. It fought in the Desert Storm War. It was the first and the last war that the F-16G or the F-4G flew.
Hmm.
But that was my, version. It was fun building that one.
Looks
And
good.
I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very nice. All right. Mr. Hill.
Sorry, I was just walking away.
Oh, sorry, man. You have to go pee? We can always come back to you.
I'll just go put some tools away.
All right.
Yes, on the left-hand side is the first Whirlybird Canadian Coast Guard S61N that I built. And on the right-hand side is my most recent completion. The same aircraft, but it was repainted in the predominantly red scheme in the early 80s. I sent 2 notes out to the Canadian Coast Guard asking if they could reply with what year it was repainted, and unfortunately, they never got back to me.
How rude.
Yeah, a little disappointed in that. At this time around, I didn't add anything to the interior other than the kit parts. She's all Tamiya X Color Series paints that I'm really enjoying. If I can get a more consistent movement to my hand, I think I can totally eliminate my slight problem with orange peel here and there.
Looks good, though.
And you can see the top of the cockpit is somebody talked me through how to add a little bit of tinting to clear parts.
Oh, yeah. Yep, right there.
Coloring.
What did you use for the primer, Mike, underneath the red?
It's all white Tamiya primer.
Okay. That came
What
out pretty
scale?
well.
What scale is that, Mike? 172?
Yes, 172.
Very nice detail. Very nice.
On the underbelly, I have a hook. Unfortunately, I could see pictures of the hook, but they weren't clear enough for me to actually see what the hook looked like. So I just bent up some wire and tied it down, and gives you the illusion that there's a hook there.
Very nice.
I was very pleased with a fellow that actually maintained this aircraft for about 10 years. Sent me some pictures and information. Little things like the instructions for painting the tail rotor were incorrect. Then he corrected me, and it's supposed to be white. And you can see the red and white tips, and right down the base, there's also a red stripe that I painted on. Well beyond doing it in this scale, there's also some other colored stripes in there that I just said, I'm not getting down to the micromillimeters. And he's also sent me some nice pictures of the winch assembly with the cabin door.
Right.
Because again, I was able to see pictures, but no pictures of actually clear enough to actually see how it was mounted and how it looked.
Awesome. And then
Hey,
you
Mike.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
hey, Mike, how'd you do the droop on the rotors, or was it molded with the droop?
That's the nice thing about these Whirlybird kits. That's molded in, and it's the same
Oh,
effect on my Puma. The Puma was one of my first Whirlybird kits, and when I opened it up and looked at the props, it was like, shit. And then I took a closer look and went, no, they're supposed to be curved like that.
Very nice.
It's got mirrors that I used. They don't show up that well, but I have some nice chrome tape that I used for a reflective mirror, and in that scale, they look pretty good. And being such a pretty bird, I sat on it for a day, but I could not bring myself to weather it.
No, it looks better this way.
Yeah. And there wasn't a lot of weathering because, again, this chap said they kept it as clean as they.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. And then the Crazy Canuck, what's he up to next?
Yeah, those are my 2 projects that I'm working right now. I'm at the point where the one on the left, the Flying Banana, the C-21, I have the fuselage together. And I'm just working on the Hobbycraft, the CH-113 Labrador. So that most of that chaos is gone now.
Very awesome. Very, very awesome. I see you got our good friends at Cam Air.
Yes, and he's also with the pictures of that Coast Guard on his webpage in his gallery.
Oh, good. Good. Credit where credit's due. So good for you. No, looks good. Looks really good. I'm looking forward to seeing the Labrador. That looks really nice. All righty. Mr. Girton.
This is just some shots of my awards I won at Heritage Con. So I entered the maximum 5 models and I won 6 awards. So that was a little nice. This is my golf racing Falke here. I got first place in the science fiction ground vehicles. And I also got the best of category, which at Heritage Con right now is best miscellaneous. The sci-fi is lumped with miscellaneous, although Alan Morrell tells me they're going to fix that for next year. So, because they had so many entries this year, they really have realized they have to split that category off. So that'll be pleasant. So there was that guy. Then this was the competition closed wheel. So I got second place for the Ford GT, the 2017 one there. And I got a first place for my Ken Miles Ford GT.
Beautiful.
And the funny thing was, I took that Ken Miles Ford GT out of the box, and one of the back wheels fell off. So I just kind of stuck it kind of back on and put it on its base there, and nobody knew the better. So, and then this is the first place for my little FW190 D9. This was really a pleasant surprise for me because there was, I think, 9 entries in the category. And I've never built a Luftwaffe aircraft before. So I did very well with that, I thought. So I think it's the tiny details. I got the little pitot tube on the wingtip, and I've got the little tiny wheel down indicators. And I replaced the little loop antenna on the bottom because at some point it vanished from my workbench. So I made a new one out of a little tiny thin piece of aluminum wire. It looked better anyway. It's supposed to be painted silver, so I could just leave it the silver and it looked nice. So, so that was that one. And then this guy here, I got second place in the military jets. So again, I think it's maybe because of the metal detail I did in the back. So that which turned out nice, and I like that. As you guys know, this model became a nightmare for me because the first round of decals did not work and was completely silver. I had to peel it off with Scotch tape, polish the model, regloss it, and put the kit decals on. But in the end, it turned out not too bad. And, it was freehand airbrushing on there. So maybe the judges like that. I don't know. But anyways, I was happy with my results at Heritage Con.
Very good.
Great.
How'd it go, Dave? How'd it go?
Can I go back to Dave for a moment, please? How does that math work that you entered 5 and won 6 awards?
So I won I won 3 firsts in 2 seconds, right, for my entries. And then this one won 2 awards. It also got the best miscellaneous. So the best overall of the overall category was miscellaneous that it was in. And there was, I think, 6 categories in that. They had like the Gundams, and they had the sci-fi ground, sci-fi space, real space, I think collections, and catch-22. So that's 7 categories that are miscellaneous. So out of those 7 categories, I got first place.
Thank you. Now I'm with you.
And there were a lot of kits in those categories.
Absolute fun.
It was crazy. Like when I won that award, I was honestly shocked because I'm like, there was a lot of really nice stuff. A lot of really nice stuff.
Well, they also featured that one fine scale modeler. Took a picture of it. It's in their gallery.
Yeah, they photographed that. It's in their gallery on their website, and there's going to be an article in the magazine as well.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Jeff, here's your award winning. Oh, wait, maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, I won multiple awards for these. These are my very most recent builds. On the Easter weekend, I had 4 grandkids down for the weekend, and 3 of them, one of them's 6 months old, so the other 3 were interested in getting kits. So I had a bunch of kits sitting out on the thing, and I said, okay, you guys pick the one that calls to you. And the eldest picked the F-105 Thunder Chief. He remembered Thunder. He couldn't remember Chief. So but he knew it was a position of leadership. So he tried a whole bunch of different names and finally came up with Thunder Chosen One for some god awful reason. And then the Skyhawk was my grandson, second grandson. He liked that one, but he decided it needed to have a more menacing appearance, so I had to paint a grimace on the front of it. So you can just barely see a little eyebrow and an eye just under the anti-glare panel right there. Yeah, that was all done in accordance with direction from the managing director, being my grandson. And then the Bearcat was chosen by my 3-year-old granddaughter, who liked it because it was pretty and the propeller would spin. So they basically told me where to put the decals. Just completely not appropriate, but you know, they liked it, and we had a great time. And you know what? It was really a lot of fun to just build models without painting them again. Just like takes you right back to being a kid and not worrying. And these kits are, frankly, they're old Hasegawa molds and the old monogram Bearcat from the early 60s or early 70s, and they really aren't great kits, but they were perfect for this exercise. So
And once again, you are the cool grandmother. So
I don't know that I'm cool, but it was a lot of fun, and they had a great time. And the two jets are off to a new home, and the Bearcat is waiting until my granddaughter gets back from a month in Scotland. So, and this is the more serious one I've been building. This is the 1/32 scale Lysander, which anybody who's on the Facebook group has already seen multiple times. I apologize for being boring, but it's coming along. It's getting there. This is nothing. The wings aren't glued. The glass isn't glued. It's just sitting in place. The cowling isn't glued, sitting in place, and the rudder is missing, and as is the tail wheel. But this is just really to make sure that everything lined up. This kit is a bit of a bear. I mean, it's an accurate shape, but the engineering for attaching the wings to the glass to the structure is kind of weak. I got the decals from Above and Below Graphics. Andrew Finnegan was kind enough. The first shipment he sent was something was obviously wrong. They'd sent me a test print that was the wrong colors, and it was pretty bad. But he handled it very quickly and immediately sent a whole new system, a whole new set with multiple different colors of blues, just to be sure I got it right. And then I sent him an email saying, you know, anybody who's modeling this plane, the Target Tug plane, they're modeling it based on the Canadian Warplane Heritage aircraft, which is a real plane, and it's there, and it has Canadian Warplane Heritage written on it, and you really should add that decal to your decal sheet. So I sent him a picture of it, and he immediately scaled it, and sent me a couple of different sizes to confirm which size was the right size. So this is the right size. I think it looks pretty good. So that's where this one is going. And there's another shot looking down. The whole interior pretty much had to be scratch built. But otherwise, and you can see how the glass is not fitting right, and things are just a little off. But it's getting there.
looks great. Looks awesome.
Jeff, do you have interior pictures of the Lysander? Because at the show, I picked up this. The
Oh,
1/8 version, the old Hawk version.
I have a ton of reference pictures I can either send to you or direct you to where you can find them on the web, Kevin. There's tons of it.
Either way, it'd be great. Yeah, because I'd like to. Obviously, the 1960s 1/48 scale Hawk version doesn't have a lot of interior detail, and I'd like to add some.
Yeah, no. What I'll do is I'll put some together for you, and I'll send it to you.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Wilson. Did I see Mr. Wilson here? He was here.
Yep, I'm here.
There he is.
This is, I showed you the painted body of this, I think last month, but it's a monogram 69 Camaro Z28, but it's from 1977, this kit, and it's not a good kit. I don't know if it's not quite the right shape, and it has a lot of things missing, like a proper engine, a proper exhaust system. You can see there's no rear view mirrors in the kit, but I painted it 25 to 30 years ago, this red, and did most of the bare metal foil on it. And I just wanted to get it done and out of my closet and off the shelf. So it's done.
think it turned out well.
No.
I have
It-
so many that fit that category. Totally sympathize.
See, Jeff, it can be done.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Good job, Tim.
Yeah, well, it won't win any prizes, but
Oh,
it's
that's
done.
good. All right. And then last but not least, Johnny, just under the wire.
Yeah, this is the Tensor 4J I finished. Is it last? Yeah, last year. And I won second place in World War II and before Axis, 1/35th scale subcategory. Yeah. I have already introduced this multiple times in our meeting, I guess, at least twice before. But it's a right field model kit, pretty good kit, fits well and a lot of details. I add on its own photo etch upgrade set, and I don't think the judges consider the base when they scoring the model, right? Unless it's in a diorama category. But anyway, the base is made with 8K interactive products. They are quite easy to use. And the model is pinned by 8K interactive real color paints. And I weathered a little bit with some oil paint and pigments.
Wow.
Looks really good.
Well done.
Thank you.
It was also good to meet Johnny in person at the show. And also that car he had so much issues with, he did bring it. He did bring it, good for him, and it still looked damn good. Despite I mean, he may have considered it a cursed build, but it did look very good.
Well, on the topic of the cursed build, I think, Johnny, you got to finish the story of the car.
Yes.
Okay, so but there's no photo of that car here, right?
No, we don't have the photo. I'll see if I can find one where you're.
So that car, I finished painting of it like almost 95% done. Then a game called Elder Rings came out. It was very popular. I spent 1 week on that game. Didn't touch the model at all. I just put the model on my model desk. Didn't touch it at all. 1 week later, when I look back, there are like a few droplets of I don't know what. Maybe UV glue, maybe CA glue, but very small droplet on top of the paint. I cannot remove it without damage the paint. So I had to redo the paint altogether. And starting here, I don't know why, but every time I paint I have to explain how I paint color, right? I need to do a glossy black first so that the next layer, the chrome looks more shiny. Okay, so I glossy black first, then chrome, then a coat of clear purple that I mix myself, and then a matte varnish. So I don't know why every time when I spray the clear purple, there will be dust particles in the air and trapped in the paint. And because it's a clear paint, it will be very obvious. So I have to send away all the paint again and repaint everything again. And this whole process happened 6 to 8 times. So the whole car, I just sand, paint, sand, paint. Spend about 2 weeks on that. And finally I finished it, bring it to the show. And that was a kit I built for one of my friend's birthday. So 3 weeks ago, I just, me and my friend, we decided to join together and just have a small party. And I took it out, put it out on my desk and wipe away all the dust and just wait for my friend. And then because I have a plan to come to Pittsburgh for a few weeks, and I decided to bring some model kits with me to build them. And some of my model kits I put on on top of my display shelf. I tried to grab one, and it makes a box of metal tracks on top of that kit slide off and hit on top of the huge Lego Saturn V kit I built and made that rocket fell down, hit right on top of the car, and made the car just break apart in several pieces and took away a few
Oh no.
paints. Just 1 hour before I handed to my friend.
You're breaking my heart.
Yeah, so it was truly cursed. Can you guys see that there? I found a picture of it.
We see your screensaver, Stuart.
Oh, hang on. Let me try again.
I didn't take a picture of the damaged car, but
No, but this is what you had at the show, and I think it looked good. Hang on, let me get the share going again. Share screen. How about now, lads?
Yeah.
There you go. I think it looked damn good at the show.
It's a very subtle color. It was really an interesting technique 6 times.
Yeah. So yes, he is a crazy perfectionist, just like the rest of us.
I couldn't have done it. I would have probably hit it with a hammer by the 3rd time.
Yeah. But no, it looked
Tragedy,
good,
right?
and it was great to see him at the show.
Tragedy. It was a lot of fun though, as Johnny, as you were recounting your story, to watch everybody else's faces.
Yeah. Yeah, he was telling us at the build night about that. But no, Johnny was also good because, you know, he had extolled all the virtues of Panda Hobby, and they were at the show, and most of us were pretty bad. So we're all blaming Johnny for that. I hope he gets I hope you get a cut.
I actually bought a Lamborghini Aventador kit from Panda Hobby because I saw Johnny's build. So
Yeah, it's
that
all
was
Johnny's
visible.
fault.
Yeah.
So Johnny, will you build another car now?
I'm thinking, like what I said was, until I move out of my current living place, because I'm renting a room of my friend's house right now. After I maybe move out and have my own place, and I will set up a room that's dust free, and then then I will do another car. I really want to build another car. I just don't want to suffer from the dust in the air again.
It'll be hermetically sealed, the most dust-free room.
Currently, the place I spray my paint is like that room has no door, so my roommates, cat and dog, can just enter freely and.
Ah, tragedy.
Tragedy, I say. Tragedy. All right, one other late-breaking announcement. For those of you that follow Brofdale Hobby on Facebook, he has actually, as of tomorrow, he's had the business for 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's having, there we go, you should see the screen there. He's having a customer appreciation sale starting tomorrow. So we're going to call it, you know, where we all get together part 2, right? From 6 till 9 at the store there. 35% off selected items, 20% off most other things, not including, you know, paints and finishing supplies with the green tags. And then some 20% off prepaid special orders at Walthers and Suppliers. That includes new boxed HO and car locals, track kits, plain armor autos, etc. He is requesting cash or debit, or if you do, because processing fees have gone up, it will cost you, if you use a credit card, 3%. But yeah, so anyway, those of you who are interested in that, I'm hoping to make it. We'll see how my day goes. Yeah.
Just looking at the pictures of the store that he had on Facebook, it looks like he's pretty well loaded in stock.
Well, he's still got stuff from the stash. If I go to the if I go to his Facebook page here, let's see here. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's a fair chunk.
Let me see if I can bring up the other pictures here. So yeah, because he had some other photos here. Here we go. Yeah, he's well stocked for it. They've been moving some things around, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that line there is the stash line.
That's the stash line. He's got buy two, get one free at the moment. Although to be honest, I don't remember seeing the Seahawk in that pile before. I could be
And
wrong.
I don't remember the Storch either.
Yeah, so I think he's added a few things.
Mhm.
So anyway, 6 to 9, we'll call it Club Night Part 2 because, you know, all of us are cheap bastards, right? I'm sure we'll see a few people there people we don't normally see, etc. So, yeah. So anyone else have anything from the hobby world or anything else going on these days or anything else they want to chat about?
Yeah, I heard, what's the stuff you use? Pledge?
Yes.
Future?
Yeah, Future Pledge. Apparently, it's about to be discontinued.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
That rumor's been out several times over the years, and they just seem to relabel it and send it back out.
Oh, they
Okay.
just pop it up and send it out.
Yeah, because it used to be called Future, and then it was Pledge, and then it was Pledge Floor Shrine, and all sorts of weird wonderful names. So
Yeah, I hear it's because the type of floor it's meant for really no longer is produced. Just the plain tile floor, the old-fashioned tile floor, and the manufacturer is saying, Johnson & Johnson's just saying, you know, look at the sales are down, and we're really thinking of just discontinuing it. Period. Not renaming it, but just getting rid of it.
So I'm sitting on gold here, is what you're saying, Kevin.
Yep.
Gold, Jerry,
Yep.
gold.
He'll give you he'll give you a good price for it.
Yeah.
well, I haven't done it yet. Otherwise, I'd be preaching it more. But there's clear acrylic hardwood floor finish that you can purchase.
Yeah.
And might do the same thing.
Yeah, they have one here called Pledge Floor Gloss. I'll bring up the screen here. I don't know if it is or not, but yeah, it's exactly what Mike's saying. So who knows? Yeah, I've still got a big bottle. But yeah, whenever you bring that up on modeling forums, it starts a bloody holy war.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm using, which is pretty well the same thing as that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yep, there is that. Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say is I was surprised at the wide variety of pricing at Heritage Con. I picked up a Tamiya, hold it here, this thing for $15, and I saw it priced at one vendor had it for 30 and somebody else had it for 50.
Yeah.
50 something, which is interesting because the list price is only 40 something.
Oh, I know. It's not surprising. Some people really don't do pricing well. They really have to kind of look and do their research.
Yeah. I just thought it was fascinating when I'm, as you said, a cheap bastard. So I was going to do a quick run around to see who's got what's on my, compared to my list. And when I saw the same thing 3 times, I thought, oh, that's interesting. Now I got to run back to the guy who I saw it at $15 and try and score it before somebody else does.
Yeah, what I normally do is if it's something on my holy grail list, if it's pretty close to the price I'm going to pay, I'm not going to piss around. I just go ahead and grab it. But yeah, there was a few like that. I really didn't have a lot in the holy grail, but you know, there was a couple I saw that were a good price and I snagged them. You know, and then I annoy my podcasting partner when I do that, apparently.
Yes, you do.
But it's okay. You managed to snag that Russian Typhoon. I was planning to go back, so you managed to get, you know, your own back partially.
Well, yes, but you got the Pilgrim Observer spacecraft from the 1960s.
Well, that was just a ridiculous $15. I'm no way I'm leaving the booth.
$15, that's insane. Just
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
sheer
I don't mind it.
for sheer memory value for me, I would have paid 25 easy. But yeah, no, I mean, and it sounds like vendors did well. Carrie, I think you did well, and it sounded like Duncan did well with Don Van Duzen's sale. Yeah, that's wacky. I love it.
That was cool. Yeah, no, I do know. Yeah, like I said, I know Don's sale did very well as well. So I don't think Carrie's still here. But anyway, yeah, Carrie, Don's estate, they had a few kits left and then someone came and bought the rest of them. So they managed to get everything sold there for the family. So that was good. Same old story. If you have good prices, I always tell people when you're going to sell, particularly if it's been opened in that, you got to drop it. And then if you want to look at eBay, make sure you're looking at eBay completed sales. Don't be looking for what they're asking, because you're just, and that's the thing. You're going to find people there are having the same stuff year upon year. And the reason is they don't lower the prices. Like, supply and demand. It's whatever people are willing to pay. If you can find someone willing to pay it, great. But, if not, and I think this one booth where I got this Pilgrim, yeah, they were looking to clear. And by the time the show was over, they were pretty well emptied out with the prices and that.
Well, that's good.
Stuart,
Yes, sir.
where did you find that list of Rochdale sales?
Oh, it's on their website. Hang on. rrhobby.ca, I believe.
Out there, or Rochdale Hobby.
Hang on. rrhobby.ca. He just had the announcement right there. His is a funny site. He's got two sites, which I don't get. I keep telling him he's got to get rid of the other one. There's the link in the chat.
Oh, that's good, because I just got an error, not found.
Yeah, okay. And then it's on their Facebook page. He had some of the pictures.
Yeah, that's quite different than his other website.
Yeah, the other one he was using with someone else, and he's got to get rid of it, and I keep reminding him.
Thank you.
Yep, I've just been so busy. I haven't had time to kind of crack the whip on him there for his digital stuff. Yeah. And he's also got a sale on because they're getting rid of the Humbrol and the Model Master, because you can't get them anymore. So again, a good time to go in if you're using those, a good time to stock up. But yeah, he's always getting some new stuff. He's been getting the odd AK Gen 3 sets, which I've been trying. And again, there's always something interesting in that, what I call the stash, the old classic 72nd kits and stuff like that. So yeah, and like I said, I'm sure we'll see a couple of you there tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. Just remember, no shoveling, no tackling. Everyone be polite. So yeah, anyone else?
Bill, how you doing? Good.
He's doing well. He's sitting there, he's smiling. I'm gonna have to
Doing fine. Went back to the CUDA AAR this week. I think I'm going to finish that before I go back to the Eleanor Mustang. So got it all painted, did some wet sanding tonight. Going to clear it with 2K clear tomorrow, I think.
Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yep, I was happy with how the paint came out. No dust at all, just very little mild orange peel. So I'm always nervous with the wet sand, but I have lots of coats on it, so I didn't burn through anywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's good.
I maybe could push it a little farther than I did, but I'm a little nervous. So
we're gonna have to
really my first wet sand ever. So
we're gonna have to make a distinction, because there's two Bills now. There's you and there's Bill Webb, and you joined us a bit late. Bill's in the hospital tonight. Had a heart attack. So
oh boy,
wanted to make sure he was still alive.
yeah, he's still there.
But I'm glad that you were that my email finally at least got through to you, Bill Bowman. So that's good.
You can just
Let's
call me
face it, I'm too
Bilbo.
damn ornery.
To save confusion. Ever since grade 9 when we read The Hobbit, everyone called me Bilbo. So
Oh man, you're
I guess that's it.
You're done.
Well,
You're done.
there we go.
yeah.
Hope you're happy with it, because you just inherited it.
And he supplied the
that's all right.
shovel for that one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's right. And Mr. Alf, how are you? He's got to unmute himself.
I'm good. I'm very good.
Good. I see you're doing well. We're keeping an eye, hoping to hear some more good news about the business once all the T's are
Well,
crossed, etc.
Yeah, we're getting there. The lawyers are, taking their time and taking their money, or my money. So,
Well, that's pretty standard, right?
but yeah, no, we're probably 2 weeks away from being official. So
It's almost like, when one was working for a life insurance company.
You would think.
You know, the lawyers, you know, in that case, the lawyers were definitely taking their time.
Now, actually, one of the lawyers, not my lawyer, but the lawyer on the other side, has been in business, Jeff, you'll like this, for 50 years, has never owned a computer,
Oh, Christ.
and everything is written on a scrap of paper, and then he has an assistant who puts it into the computer and sends it off. So,
I hope I hope he pays her well. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
I have known a few like that.
That portable one right there on my desk.
Yeah, I've known lawyers like that, Alf, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, but
So-
yeah,
so-
no, it's all good.
So what have you been
good.
working on?
Oh, a couple things. Right now, I'm back on the stag hound. I don't know if you can see that,
Yep.
but working away on that. And
There you go.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
good.
yep. And for my show and tell, I'll bring the quarter pounder gun that I've been and truck I've been working on. So because I
Good.
made some progress there, but
Good.
yeah, pecking away. It's been
Good.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll be looking forward to seeing you as well. Looking forward to seeing everyone. So
yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing everyone. It'll be great. So it's I'll just remind people that Johnny's crappy is my very good. So you know,
well, most of us say that.
Johnny makes a mess of his model. His broken model is probably better than most of my models.
Oh, I say the same. I know. It looks absolutely fabulous.
And congratulations to everyone. That's fabulous representation by the club. So
Yeah, no, I think we were very pleased about that.
And we had several more too who aren't here tonight. I mean, Anthony, he won with his Alien APC, Anthony Goodman,
Mhm.
and the two brothers. Man, I'm forgetting names now.
Adam and Lee.
Adam and Lee both won in their categories for cars. So that's pretty good result for IPMS London.
No, we all represented the side, so that was good. That was really, really good. We're really pleased. So yeah, no, other than that, anyone else have been especially bad on the purchasing side?
Just you.
I know, no one's submitting it. No, I stayed on budget. I told you, I bought that circle. I wanted that circle cutter, and more or less, and I got the space station, which Jeff will eternally be annoyed with me at. Between that
Exactly.
and the circle cutter. He reminds me every time. And I also got I didn't find a 72nd scale Typhoon, but I did find a 48 scale one. So I'm gonna do that in the Canadian what if. So that's good. But if you guys feel like, you know, you don't have enough, if you're feeling like your workshop's a bit empty, or, you know, you need to add an extra wing on the house, I featured this on the podcast. HPH models. How about a 132nd scale Messerschmitt 323 Gigant? Can you imagine? This thing's going to be huge. I don't know why they wouldn't make it 135th.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be close to $1,000. So put your orders in now. Just saying.
Be nice if they just did the front of that. That'd be kind of cool diorama.
Well, yeah, and like I said, Ed, I'm surprised they didn't do 135th. That would just scream for a diorama. Yeah.
Didn't it transport like trucks and
Yeah.
armored cars and stuff like that? Yeah.
That's the idea. It's their version of the C5A Galaxy back then. So yeah, it's going to be coming soon, they say. So
Well, I can tease Jeff. I went and doubled the size of my stash, and it's now. Let me see if I.
there you go.
That's my whole stash,
Amateur.
and that includes 2 models from the estate sale that Jeff organized.
Hell, even my stash is bigger than that.
Give him time. Give him time. He's getting there. We have to
Yeah,
slowly. We have
Far
to
too
slowly
disciplined.
convince.
Far too disciplined, Kevin. Far too disciplined.
Well,
I'm cheap.
one of the things we will do in a future meeting, probably in the summer, is we'll do a swap meet. We normally do it in March, and we'll do our swap meet and all that. So as we call it, all the cheap bastards going round and round the tables.
Yeah, the same kits they couldn't sell the last time we had a swap meet.
Yeah, unless they make it lower.
It's just
So
a bunch of dogs sniffing each other's asses. That's what it is.
Well, that'll be like tomorrow, right? No, it'll be good. All right, well, I'm going to formally stop the recording, and we'll just make this into a build night. If no one else has anything else they wish to say, smart ass or otherwise.
Any discussion of a show?
I wish Jerry was still here. We are waiting to hear back from Fanshawe. Francis has been working on that. We're hoping, tentatively, we're locking into a date, I believe September 17th, but nothing is confirmed yet.
Okay.
So definitely kind of keep your calendar clear for September 17th. We're hoping to have it at Fanshawe, and that's all I have right now.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, and like I said, I think you got your email about tables, because Ed's going to have some stuff to sell apparently. That's
Just a little bit.
That's the rumor I'm hearing.
You can keep spreading it.
Yeah, so how many 18-wheelers you going to need?
You know how many I can get?
Yeah, I don't know. That scares me. How many tables you're going to need? Yeah, exactly.
We'll start it.
Hey, Stuart, prior to COVID, a suggestion came up at one of our meetings before we had to stop going with the show in mind, was to perhaps do a presentation or a discussion at one of the meetings for people that were interested in learning how to judge for our show. Just prep some people and get all geared up for our show.
Good idea. Good idea. We'll make sure we'll add that to the list, and we'll see if we can get some volunteers to talk to a few things. That's an excellent idea, George.
Thanks.
Yeah, like I say, we're going to, May's just going to be kind of a get things back, and then we're going to, like I say, we'll do some other stuff, but definitely a judging one's a good idea. Like I say, we'll get a few other ones. We were starting to do the video interactive thing before COVID hit, and it was working well. So like I said, and then again, we'll figure out dues and stuff like that going forward. So we're just going to take our time and ease everyone back in.
Okay. Good news.
Exactly. All right. And yeah, so for anyone who, make sure you keep your contact info up to date. Make sure you let Jeff know, particularly if you've joined IPMS Canada, just so we can provide them with our IPMS members. I know my membership's up for renewal, so don't forget to renew. Yeah. Jeff, anything else I may have missed?
No, I don't think so. I think that on the fees issue, we've been backing, because we have two major expenses with the club. One is rental of the facility and insurance, and the new expense that we have is the annual Zoom rental fee, or the Zoom license fee.
Yeah.
So we thought that we really want to keep the Zoom presence going, because we have a lot of guys, some of you are here, who are not going to be able to make it physically to the club meetings and or to the weekly build nights at the church. So it just seems to make sense that we keep the Zoom thing going. And so we're thinking that we would have like a two-tiered fee system for membership now. That would a smaller fee for those who are not going to be able to attend physically, and then the regular fee for those who can attend physically. And the non-physical members would be supporting because their contribution would be supporting the Zoom payment. That's basically how it would work. So ponder that. We just thought that made sense and sounded fair, and that way we can spread the cost over more people, and it's going to be relatively cheap, certainly less than the cost of a modern fresh mold kit these days, that's for sure. So
yeah, I think what we're going to do is we'll probably, once the first meeting kicks in, we'll probably start looking at June. We'll get membership cards ready for the right, and we'll just have fees for the rest of the year. But like I said, we still got to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll probably prorate this year's fee because it's only 2/3 of the year, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then next year we'll start, with the regular fees. But that'll be a topic for discussion in May. And I think, I'm really, frankly, curious to see who comes back, because there's been a lot of guys I haven't seen for 2 years, and They haven't shown up on Facebook. They don't come to this, and they don't reply to my email. So I don't even know if they're still interested. So I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
Those
All
are
righty.
good idea.
Yeah, I'd gladly be a Zoom member because, 2.5 hours each way commute. I don't think I'll make it to the on-site meetings.
I know you and Harold, Harold's out in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's
Johnny's
much
in Waterloo. I don't know if he wants to drive down.
probably not.
I will do once in a while, maybe. At
Yeah,
least-
always good to see. Always good to see. Exactly.
Come down
So,
when you have a crushed car to show, Johnny. That's what you need to do.
yeah. Let's say he could write a book. There could be a movie of the week.
Sorry, that story's gonna stick. It's a good one. It's a
I
great.
love it. I know it's a great story. All right, I'm going to stop the recording then, gentlemen.